No, I'm not a writer.
Okay.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to Thursday with me, Bianca, Lotus Series Designs. I am the owner of Lotus Series Designs and also a brand ambassador for Dixie Belle Paint Company. We are watching on my Facebook page, Lotus Series Designs, as well as Dixie Belle's Facebook page and my YouTube page. So as you come on, say hello, let us know that you're here and where you're watching from, where in the world you are. And today we're going to be doing a nightstand and adding a transfer to it, as well as some gold leaf. So this is what we're working on. I've got it going on behind me. If you have any questions during the process, don't be shy. Ask me. You have me for the time that we're here together. And again, say hi. We have Sherry, hello, from Texas. We have Judy from North Carolina. Hi, Lisa. How are you? And wow. I'm sorry I shared that. Okay, so we have Diane from Florida. Hi. Okay, so what we're working on today is this nightstand. I've got it painted and ready for the Latin floral transfer. We're gonna be adding that today. I got a nice boho base, I know my head's in the way, on there, ready to go. And this is a transfer that we're gonna be adding to it. So I thought that it would be bright, bold, fantastic, and a lot of fun. This is the before picture. So this was actually a nightstand that I was using as a music cabinet for about the past 5 years. So this is actually one of my very early pieces. And I decided I was gonna cover it up and do something fun on it, which leads us to here. So I have a quick video to show you how I got to this point in my process. I'll show you that now, and then afterwards we'll add the transfer. you have any questions on my process, you saw that whole quick video leading up to where we're at now. If you have any questions, drop them in the comments. And while I'm rubbing on some transfers, I will be sure to keep an eye and answer you as we go along. So like I said, I'm going to be using the Latin Floral transfer. They come in these sheets, okay? So the Latin Floral transfer comes in 4 of these sheets that all connect with each other, and the transfer is labeled. So you know, I guess, how to lay them out so that everything lines up. But being the creature of nonconformity that I am, I went ahead and I started cutting up the transfer to be able to use these florals on their own and layer them in a way that's different than the layout than the transfer comes in. So you see that I have some pieces here. I haven't really thought it out as far as where they're going to go, but we'll figure it out together. Yes. All right. So I'm going to zoom you guys in. So less of me, more of the piece. And again, as we go, if you have questions, go ahead and ask. So when you open your transfer tube, comes with the transfer instructions, but also the stick. Okay. So I'm thinking we layer some of these florals up in such a way that they are, again, not how the transfers come in the tube or already pre-laid on the template, but something interesting. So I'm actually just going to go ahead, I think, and I think I'm going to start with that one. I think I like it right there. So I'm going to peel the transfer off of its protective backing. The thing about when you cut these up is that you gotta, it's a good idea to leave enough room for you to be able to grab it without, you know, putting your finger on the transfer. So where did I have that? About here. So let's just stick it there. Just using my finger to make sure it's on there. And I start rubbing. So I do a, I guess, pre-burnish. So using the stick, burnish means to, I guess, rub something on. This is important. So when you're adding a transfer to something, you want to make sure that it's on there really well, because when I peel back this outer layer, the protective layer here, I don't want to tear my transfer. I don't want to rip it. So I make a pass on it, make sure it's on there really well. And then I'll bring it in a little bit closer so you can see me do this. I'm going to begin to peel back the outer layer. So I just need to get a grip on it. Here we go. And I'm going to continue to burnish and rub as I peel this layer. And as soon as I get this off, I will check your comments. Again, if you have any questions, not only about what I'm doing here or about Dixie Belle transfers, I mean, you have me. So if you want to know, again, how I got to this point with the piece, as far as the paint and my prep process, I can answer those questions as well. So you'll see, I'm just rubbing and I'm peeling back as I go. I'm taking my time. I don't want to do it too quick. Okay, I don't want to rip my transfer. I will say that the Dixie Belle transfer is one of the nice things about them is that they release well. We were sent as brand ambassadors some of the first line of, or these transfers really before anybody else. And we were asked to give feedback, and I just couldn't rave enough about how easily they remove from the protective layer here. I am almost done. And I did say we were going to do some gold leaf. So prior to coming on live, I went ahead and I added some glue to the leg of this piece, which is where I'm going to start my gold leaf process. And I added it because I wanted to make sure that it would be dry enough, yet still tacky, to receive the gold leaf while we had our time here together. So I did do that off camera. The glue needs to wait, but we are going to get to that after I lay just a couple of these flowers. I won't take you through the entire process of covering the entire nightstand. I think that you'll get the point with just a couple. So after I remove the backing, I like to take my finger and just go over it. Make sure that there aren't any air bubbles. and make sure that those edges are really good and on there. Okay. Any questions for me? Thank you, Melissa. Melissa says, great color combo. Thank you. We have Mary Casey from Phoenix. Very cool. I'm in Peoria, Mary. Thank you, Amanda. Melita, beautiful blending. Thank you. Oh, thanks, Cheryl. Okay, any questions for me? If not, I'm going to keep it moving. Thanks, Llewellyn. How are you today? Thank you, Nancy. Okay, I'm going to keep going. Okay, because I want to show you, I want to at least get a couple of these laid and layered so that you can kind of get the vision of where this is going to end up when it's all said and done. So what do I have? I have these pieces. I think I had put this here. Maybe I'll bring it up here. Yeah, I'm going to bring it up there. Well, see, I changed my mind a lot. Must be the artist in me. Actually, I'm going to remove some of this. Okay, so now I'm just left with that. And I think I'm going to put that there. And then the cool thing is I'm going to have all these little extra pieces. So if I wanted to, I could sprinkle some of these smaller designs around the nightstand once I get my bigger flowers laid. All right, so let's go here. Oh, nope, let's bring it up a little bit. Be aware of my hardware hole there. Okay, same thing, pre-burnish, make sure it's on there really well. And once I feel that it's on there good, I start removing that outer layer. Bring it out just a little bit so you can see the top of that. There we go. I've seen this transfer used in so many ways. Leah from Leah Noel Design Co. had, I think she's used it a couple of times, and each time my mind is just blown. So if you're looking to pick up any of these transfers, oh, and then I feel like I have to mention Tracy. Tracy's Fancy. She did a buffet using this, and oh my gosh, my jaw hit the floor. So it's a good idea if you're interested in these transfers, but say you're like, oh, I don't really know how to use them or what design would be good. A lot of the Dixie Belle representatives, whether it be a content creator, brand ambassador, etc., we've used them, and it's good to be able to pick up inspiration. Alrighty, so that looks pretty good. Let me see if I have any other smaller designs cut up. I don't. So I've got a little, I'm cutting on the side here. I know you can't see it. Just take me just a sec. So I like this. One little individual one. Let's just toss that in there somewhere, shall we? So I like the idea of putting maybe some of these little ones just kind of fanning out as if the wind blew and pieces of the floral are coming off. So let's just toss one in there. Easy as pie. So I'm just taking my finger, making sure there's no air bubbles. If there were, I keep X-Acto knives around. So I actually have one here. So if there were an air bubble and I can't rub it out with my finger, I would take the very tip of this and I'll bring it in. I wish I had one to show you. Of course, it's laying perfectly today. Let's see. Actually, I do have one. It's up there. You won't be able to see it very well, but right there. So I have a tiny, tiny little air bubble. So I will take the very tip of this knife and very carefully just lance it, and just enough to poke it And then once I rub it in, it goes away. So you don't want to tear the transfer, okay? I'm just literally adding the tiniest, tiniest hole, and you can't even tell that I'm doing it. So this is a good practice, especially with some of the larger transfers where it's perhaps one sheet, like Field of Flowers. If you get air bubbles, you want to lance them, you want to pop them, because you don't want it to eventually lift up off of your piece over time. Okay, so just a little practice for you. Any comments? Any questions? Judy, I showed at the beginning of this video the process of getting to this point. So it's not a metal finish, but however, it's shiny. So maybe that's why you're asking. I went ahead and I laid down some a mixture of satin top, clear coat, and gloss. Sometimes I like to combine them, and it gave me like this semi-gloss. I laid that down first. I'm experimenting. Yes, we are neighbors. Any questions for me? So the colors used on this piece to get me to this point is Plum Crazy, Colonel Mustard, Mermaid Tail, Florida Orange. And after we're done here, if you want to go back through and watch the little video that I did, it'll show you how I accomplished getting to this point. Thank you, Nancy. Okay, I'm going to keep moving. Let's do one more, and then we're going to move on to the gold leaf, and then we'll be done. I need to put this in here somewhere. What if it trailed up from over there? Let's do that. Okay, so I'm actually kind of going to cut off some of the excess here. I can always add these little pieces in later if I choose. Yes, let's let that trail up from the other side. Okay, so removing the backing, you find a space for it that I feel, actually I'm going to cut off. I'm going to cut off that little tiny bit there. There we go. Yep. All right, here we go. We're jamming now. Okay, so it's on there. Run my little wood stick across it. Oh, and you guys, I totally hold on to these sticks. I have, I don't know, maybe 20 of them collected. I can show you really quick what I do with them. Just a little tip for you. So I use them for, I like to mix Dixie Belle colors, and I use them to do like little sample swatches. Okay, and I just have a couple of holes in them. Where are we? Here we go. So they're hanging on my pegboard, and I just use them to do little sample swatches of colors, custom colors that I mix up, and I label them on the back. Check it out. Waste not. Just a little insider tip for you. All right, so let's get this removed, and then we're moving on to gold leaf. We won't be able to get through all of the gold leaf, but like I said, I did put a little bit of glue on the leg just to be able to give you an idea of where I'm going to end up going with this piece. Sometimes I use my nail, those hard to reach corners, or my stick won't reach. All right, so I'm peeling back. Should have left myself a little bit more room on this outer protective layer to grab it. We're getting it though, we're getting it. All right, it's coming off. Peeling back. Sometimes I like to work my way around the edges. It can be tempting when you get to the center to just rip it off. Again, be sure to take your time. Okay. There it is. Looks good. I'm going to add some more to it. So like right here, okay, I'm probably going to put one of the little florals there, or I don't know, possibly even this little mustache looking piece. That might cover that up. We'll see. I'll keep going and see where I want to go. Okay, so there it is so far. Any questions? If not, I'm moving on to the gold leaf. Thank you, Janice. Thank you, Kathy. You guys are loving the colors. So again, to recap, the colors are Colonel Mustard, Florida Orange, Mermaid Tail, Plum Crazy. That's what I use for this blend. Okay, so earlier I said that I went ahead and I got the glue on there for the gold leaf. So that's this stuff here. Okay, you probably just get it at a craft store or whatever, Amazon, something like that. I went ahead and I got it on there. It's on the leg. And just make sure it's good to go, and it is. So when that glue is ready to accept your gold leaf, it'll still be tacky, okay? It's got to be so that the gold leaf sticks to it. But it's not smearing, it's not running, and you definitely don't want to put too much on there. So I've got some gold leaf here. Some people like to use gloves. Some people will put the gold leaf on there flat. Some people, like myself, and I probably should put on some gloves, I like to crinkle it up sometimes, okay, and just toss it on there. I haven't gold leafed anything in quite some time, so the process, whether you crinkle it or just lay it on there straight, is going to be totally up to you. And I just wanted to put a little bit of it on here just so I can, again, leave you guys with a bit of my vision as far as where this piece is going to go. Let me move these transfers because it's about to get messy. I do have a vacuum nearby. Gold leafing is very, very messy. But it is fun. So I'm just putting these sheets on there, random fashion. I can always go back once I brush away this excess and I find that I missed some spots, I can always go back. I can also, there's a lot of excess on here. So I can also start pulling from the excess instead of using a fresh sheet. So like right here, maybe I want to add that there. Put some on the foot down there. So, and it's nice. I can just kind of feel where the glue is, feel what spots I've missed. Just put a little bit of the leafing there. Let's do another sheet. And once you have your gold leafing on there, I did do the other side of this leg. So the other side of this leg has glue, but I'll do that later because I just want to get to the part where I remove it for you. Gold leafing is one of those satisfying processes because that just looks like a mess, right? So I have a little foam brush. I'm just going to brush away the excess. And then I usually I have a vacuum that I keep in here. I usually just take that and vacuum up the mess that it makes. So this is messy. Definitely want to do it somewhere where you don't mind getting gold dust sprinkled all over the place. And again, if I missed any spots on the glue, I can go back in and just add the gold leaf. I can even, I know you can't see it, but I can pick up some of this excess, for example. And, oh, I missed a spot there. So I can just toss it in there, for example. So I'm just going to brush away just a little bit more of this. I'll show you, and then we'll be done with today's tutorial. All right, so I'll zoom out anymore. Yeah, what a mess. Anyway, so you get the idea. I'm going to continue on this piece as far as adding some more of the Latin floral transfer. I'm probably going to let some of this gold leaf randomly trickle up. Probably, don't hold me to it. I always change my mind. I say one thing and then, another idea manifests, and that's the route that I choose to go. But I'll probably let it trickle up maybe a little bit, just in random spurts. Probably do it a little bit more heavily here, so at least it kind of has a bit of a flow. Okay. Any questions for me? Did I already respond to this? I saw this earlier. Carolyn, we have some beautiful Arizona sunset colors working. Yes. If you guys don't know, we do have some beautiful, beautiful sunsets here in Arizona, but it's because of the pollution. So good question. Janice says, is it hard to repaint a piece that you've loved for years? I think if it were, what I say, I've had it like 5 years. See, I replaced it with something even more awesome. And because I replaced it with something even more awesome, it was not hard whatsoever. It was a no-brainer. So, yeah, I think if I didn't have something to, again, I use this as a music stand. If I didn't have something to replace it with that I liked better, I probably wouldn't have replaced it at all. It would have been hard. But, there is something bittersweet about covering up one of my early works with a different design. So, and I could have stripped it, but I didn't want to do that. Gave me a good excuse to use Slick Stick and show you guys you can paint over previously painted pieces. Yes, Kathy, I will put a top coat over the gold leaf. So this mixture that I put on here that gave me the semi-gloss, it's part gloss, part satin, clear coat. I will cover the whole thing with that as well. And because it will be a semi-gloss, it shouldn't take away too much of the shine here. Okay, so if you have any other questions, go ahead and drop them in the comments. If you're watching from either my Facebook page or my YouTube, I do respond to them, so don't be shy. I will post this piece once it's finished. I can't imagine it's going to take me much longer. So, and I will have a full YouTube video on this process with a little bit more content than we went over today as far as how I got here. So keep your eye out for that. If you want to purchase this transfer, you can use the link that's up in the description to do so, or down if you're watching from YouTube. One more look at this beauty, and I will see you guys next time. Thank you so much for watching and joining me today. Bye.